Well, the mighty fall season is almost upon us. Everybody is excited for this season and rightfully so. Not only are there a ton of really high profile shows, there's also a little bit for everyone. There are shows for the action nerds, people who like fantasy, people who like rom-coms, people who like sports. This season has it all. And I find it funny because last fall was mostly dry. Anyway, here's all that you need to watch from the fall of 2022. The following are of course shows that I will be watching. We'll be going as per their popularity according to Life Chart. At the very top of or rather Life Chart's list, we have the second core of Spy Family. Now, while I do think that Spy Family is a decent show, I don't think it's anything more than that. And I'm not particularly excited for the second core, to be brutally honest. To me, this show is just something that exists in the background. I don't think it's bad, but I do think it's boring at times. And I genuinely have a hard time trying to justify its immense popularity. I will watch it because I always watch seasonals that are sequels to shows I have already watched. But yes, not that excited for this one. Next up, we have Chainsaw Man, and I won't go into detail as I have already made not one but two different videos on the show. But here's something I haven't mentioned here. I have read the manga and I don't exactly think that the story or the characters are out of this world or anything like that. The main reason why I'm so excited is because I'm an animation enthusiast and Mappa's approach towards Chainsaw Man as well as the involved staff guarantees some phenomenal visuals and direction. Some people are curious on whether Chainsaw Man or Mob Psycho Season 3 will look better, and I say the answer to that is Chainsaw Man.
Oh, but Mob Psycho will not use any CGI.
Yes, Mob Psycho will not use any CGI while Chainsaw Man will, and that is exactly why Chainsaw Man will look better. Can we please stop with the CGI is a handicap mentality? It's not 2012 anymore. Out of every anime that will air this fall, I'm looking forward to Chainsaw Man the most. Next up, we have My Hero Academia Season 6. This is another show which will probably look decent, although I didn't find the trailers to be particularly promising in all honesty. Personally, I really dislike the first 3 seasons of My Hero from a narrative standpoint, but I have been enjoying the plot near the end of season 4 and throughout season 5, so hopefully season 6 will be good as well. Over on the visual side of things, I have never been particularly fond of My Hero's animation, aside from the Yutaka Nakamura stuff, of course. I find it to be too cartoonish for my liking. Hopefully we see some more Nakamura this season. And next up, we have the third season of Mob Psycho 100. Personally, I'm not too fond of the art style, but this will definitely be the second best looking show this season. There happens to be some bits of information floating around. Of course, there's the whole season 3 won't use any CGI fiasco, but seasons 1 and 2 didn't use any CGI either, so it's not exactly breaking news. However, one of the episodes apparently has over 20,000 individual frames. For the record, an average anime episode has around 3 to 4,000 individual frames, and the notorious anime movie Red Line, which had the length of about 5 anime episodes, featured around 100,000 individual frames. So you can expect Red Line levels of quality from one of the Mob Psycho episodes, which is insane to think about. They also have a healthy schedule as they have already finished making the entire anime. So yeah, Mob Psycho Season 3 will look very, very good. Bleach is back after a long time, after an arduous wait. It's finally okay, I'll stop pretending to be nostalgic. I binged all of Bleach last year. 4 course of hopefully good animation. The reason I say hopefully is because I have some concerns based on the trailer. I mentioned this in a community post before. While the composite and effects look gorgeous, the actual action animation is clunky and movement seems to be awkward. Of course, I may be wrong, it's just a trailer, but that's the impression I got from it. But hey, at least the soundtrack is a guaranteed hit. I don't have much else to say. The plot and characters from the series have always been inoffensive to me. Nothing great, but nothing bad either. The Eminence in Shadow. I had stumbled upon this light novel a while back but didn't actually start reading it. Based on the synopsis, it appears to be one of those gimmick comedies, which may be a slippery slope as they tend to run their course and get old very quickly. But I think it would be a fun watch. The second season of To Your Eternity is next, and here is me being brutally honest about this series. I think the first episode was amazing, and I also think that everything just went downhill from there. I won't say anything else. The second season of Uzaki-chan is back. I feel this show gets really gimmick heavy at times, but at least the gimmick itself isn't uncomfortable to watch. The most negative adjective I can assign it is boring, while the most positive adjective would be somewhat fun. So overall, I think it's an inoffensive watch. Blue Lock, the haiku for football fans, as some idiot called it, even though the only thing these two shows have in common is sports. That's it. Now, here's a bold prediction. It will not look that good. There are many red flags throughout the trailers. For example, the overly detailed character designs at times, which obviously won't move well. I'm not saying it will look bad, it will have some really good looking looking cuts here and there, but it won't be a Haikyuu where every minute of every match had a lot of personality and movement. Also, I have read most of the manga, and anime only people, get ready for some of the dumbest, most cringeworthy dialogue that you'll ever hear in an anime. Trust me. I have somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farm related skills. I'm sure that name was about half as long as the Bible. We are entering the power fantasy segment of the video. Yeah, overpowered guy does farming things in a fantasy world. That's about all this is. It may be quite wholesome though. I also find it interesting because lately there has been a lot of these gimmick in a fantasy world style of shows. I'm curious to see how far this trend will go. More than a married couple, but not lovers, that's not how the saying goes, is it? It's a seinen show, surprisingly, but then again so is Kaguya-sama, and Kaguya-sama is to seinen what Berserk is to slice of life. I can't really say much about it to be honest. Normally I'd get that wholesome rom-com vibe, but I feel it will be a bit more than that. I don't know why. Beast Tamer is next, and as I mentioned earlier, there has been many trends within the world of fantasy anime lately. There were those nation-building fantasy shows, pharmacy-based fantasy anime, and now there appears to be a trend of fantasy anime which features taming of monsters. It doesn't feel like this show will do much to carve out its unique identity, probably just a fun watch. Urusei Yatsura, animated by David Productions and with a very interesting art style. This looks like it will be a fun comedy, be it with a repeating gimmick. I really don't know what else I can expect from this one. Shinobi no Ittoki. This is an interesting one. While the premise is definitely the guy gets involved with something dangerous trope, it seems like it will be entertaining at times. It's by Studio Troika as well, so that's a plus. Futoku no Guild. What's the point of having an option for English titles when half the show names are still Japanese? It's your typical ecchi fantasy stuff, not an isekai though. You'd be surprised to know that there's only one new isekai title this season. There are a handful of fantasy shows but only one new isekai, which would be Eminence in Shadow. This one here seems like a fun but meaningless watch. Management of Novice Alchemist. Lately fantasy slice of life shows have been really entertaining. Just look at RPG Real Estate for example. Hopefully this will have a similar tone. To me it seems to be a fun, calming show. Do it yourself. An anime original by Studio Pine Jam. It's a slice of life about making furniture. It's a slice of life about making furniture. How does anime do this? I sincerely believe that there will be a time when there's an anime about everything. In fact, there may already be an anime on every topic. I do like slice of life, it's my all-time favorite genre, so the more the merrier for me. Bocchi the Rock. I'm going to be honest, the synopsis and the key visual gives me K-On! Vibes, and considering the fact that K-On! Is one of the best things to happen to the human species, I hope this will be a lot of fun to watch. Apparently it also looks very good. Legend of Mana, the Teardrop Crystal. Oh no, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I'm watching it for no particular reason. This doesn't even have a synopsis. I need help. Encouragement of Climb, Next Summit. It's a slice of life that looks good visually. That's truly all the reason I need in all honesty. It has previous seasons that I have not seen, but the first 4 episodes are supposed to be recaps, so I think I'm good. My master has no tail. Now look, I don't always have a short essay ready. Sometimes I don't have a concrete reason to watch something. Just like every fantasy show in this list. And this one. It just looks interesting, I don't know what to tell ya. Akiba Made War. A PA Works original, they made a similar sounding show with your boy Kongming and that was fun, so I hope this one will be as well. Yeah, that's all the reason I have honestly. Unless it's anything particularly unappealing, I generally try to watch all the PA Works originals. And finally, we have Housing Complex C. It's only 4 episodes long. The reason why I'm watching this is because it's a horror show and anime rarely tackles the horror genre. When it does, it mostly ends up as a gore fest instead of an actually well-crafted horror anime. Hopefully this will be a bit different. So that's about it. What are you watching from the fall season? Comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time.